Hello. Thank you for tuning in. I am Katrina, the creator of Medical Affairs Strategy Hacks, and I have another awesome guest edition for you today. I'm joined here by Matt Lewis, who is, I think, an absolute expert on AI and also someone that's really passionate about how AI can help medical affairs be more effective and create better outcomes for patients. So Matt's going to tell us a little bit about his thoughts on how AI is already helping medical affairs, and then share with us a really cool tool that will help medical affairs put scientific literature into context. So Matt, with all this stuff with ChatGPT all over the news and LinkedIn, what are some of your thoughts around how medical affairs can use AI to be more effective?
Sure, Katrina. First of all, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it and glad to be able to speak to you and to your audience. I think it's a really interesting time and a fun time for artificial intelligence in general, and with AI and medical affairs specifically. I think we've been in the space for probably 6 odd years, which makes us veterans. But it is one of those kind of true things that, like, the field at large has been using artificial intelligence for a long time. Like, we've been using it in ways that many folks aren't even completely aware, and we use it in natural language processing to help text mine and look at large corpuses, large corpora, if you will, of scientific literature, understand kind of what's relevant in building a scientific platform or helping to do a gap analysis. We've used it in work that you and I have worked on in the past with regards to field medical insights or helping to understand and mine scientific literature. It just, sometimes the teams working on it don't say, hey, I'm using AI. They just produce something of value and we move on. And just now there's so much attention and focus on AI because of ChatGPT that maybe we need to kind of raise it up a little bit and focus on what's possible.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks think, oh, this is all brand new. It hasn't been going on, or we haven't been using it already. And then in addition, I think there's a little bit of a misconception about what it can actually do. I think one way that's great to think about AI in medical affairs is that it's an assistant. It helps us do things that humans are really slow at doing more quickly.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to describe it. I think the way we've kind of conceived it over our kind of journey is really what we call augmented intelligence, where AI is it's helpful, it's important, but it allows us as professionals to really be more creative, to be really considerate, and to really kind of put out things out there that add value to those with whom we work. You asked me to kind of consider something that would be helpful for those with whom we partner out in the broader world, and I did pull a couple of slides together that I thought might be useful for that consideration, if that's okay. So if you don't mind, I just kind of thought I'd kind of take you and the group through a little bit of what we had in mind that might be useful for just kind of thinking about where AI is today and where it's going in the medical affairs space. So how do we kind of put the scientific landscape really in context? If you're in medical affairs, you're working in role, you're getting questions from the field, you're getting them from experts, you're getting them from partners. How do you respond to that and really kind of get information and get answers that matter? Well, in years past, like when you get a question in house, you might go to something like Box or to SharePoint or to PubMed or to go out to someone and ask them the answer to your question. Nowadays, there is a really powerful tool called Scite, which is AI powered, that allows you to answer a question by putting your research into context. You can then kind of figure out the answer to a question and get an article back that is not just the article, but as you see on the right here, indicates whether or not other people, other scientists, other researchers have found your article to be of value, whether they're citing it, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether it's neutral, and then all the other information that's associated with that article. So it's almost like putting your research directly into context.
So just to summarize, what this tool does is help, or it can help medical affairs teams understand what other citations are saying about that particular paper. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. And this tool, this platform is artificial intelligence powered. So we used to do this exact work, this citation evaluation work, 100% by hand, by tracking down each citation quantitatively and qualitatively to understand whether or not there was a positive valence or a negative valence, a sentiment that was leaning in a good or bad direction about your article. Now it could all be done automatically, machine learning and deep learning using AI to understand whether or not it is helpful for you in the research you're conducting. You can see
Oh,
whether or not the
sorry, one
research.
second.
Sorry, apologies.
That's really cool because now MSLs and medical affairs teams, instead of spending all that time combing through the literature, is using AI or can use AI to do that for them so they can have better conversations with thought leaders, for example.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, within the bounds of expectation within each organization, you can kind of figure out if your article is supported or contrasted, and you can pull from publishers, get the full text of those articles through the publishers and through the preprint servers as well. One really interesting thing is that the organization that supports this site has built a way of kind of fact checking the content that comes from ChatGPT by using these kind of natural language queries, these questions you can ask using plain language and understanding what comes back from those responses and seeing whether or not the references within them are really real, they actually exist, first of all, because sometimes you get from ChatGPT answers that aren't actually accurate, but they just want to kind of please you, so it fills stuff in, and whether or not those references themselves are interesting and valuable and in context. So you see here on the badge on the bottom whether or not there's people that think that this is a great article, or whether it's just neutral, or just it isn't a value. So rather than just getting the answer, which is a good start, but most of us want to dig deeper. We want to understand if it has value and what it means for our specific project. And this is just what you can do almost today, if you will, in a project that they've just built. And we've also directly incorporated this material and the work from scite directly into our platforms within Inizio, where we do intelligent literature monitoring. So this is an artificial intelligent platform that ingests a large corpus of content, provide auto summaries using AI from Sorcero, and then using the integration with scite are able to surface these interesting ideas of whether things are supporting or they're just mentioning the citation, or whether you want to learn more information and quickly get this within this enterprise level platform on an ongoing basis.
So
and here's
a
a little bit more information about what that might look like if you're looking over time. Sorry, Patrina. We're always fighting to talk, you and I.
I keep talking over you. I was just going to say, this is a really cool application of how medical teams are already using AI to help save time and work more efficiently. So your tool or your platform helps digest a lot of that literature. As we know, there's so much scientific literature being published all the time that it's impossible for humans to keep up with it. And then in addition to that, you're layering on additional AI tools to help you understand what the research community at large thinks about it.
That's exactly right. It's AI on AI, but it's human led. And I think the value is that we're really trying to interpret and interrogate this value for our customers and our partners so they can use it to make decisions that hopefully improve the lives of their stakeholders and ultimately of patients.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. And I'm really excited to share these examples with our medical affairs contacts, and so they can see a really cool example of how medical affairs teams are already using AI to be more efficient. If you are interested in learning more, be sure to reach out to Matt or connect with him on LinkedIn. And don't forget to check out medicalaffairsvalue.com for more cool hacks like this. Thank you very much. And thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Patrina.